a finger up if you ever got conned into marrying a porn star / convicted felon and she's been destroying your life since you learned the truth. What would you do if the woman you married turned out to be a complete fabrication? I'm not talking about like a bad partner. I'm talking about a full-blown walking true crime documentary with my kids involved. And the worst part is, because obviously we're going through a divorce now, the court knows, the guardian ad litem knows, the magistrate knows, the judge has not bothered to show up, and no one's doing anything about it. In fact, it's worse because they're making it easier for her to commit crimes and hurt my kids. I'm sitting on over 5,000 pages of documented proof in my hand, on my person, ready to go every time I walk into the courthouse, and they won't even look at it. They refuse to care. Refuse. So now, I'm done playing by their rules. If the people appointed and elected and paid to protect my kids won't open their eyes, I'll show every single one of you instead. So let me tell you what I'm dealing with. This woman lied her way into my life, into my family, into my name. She lied about everything. She said she was never married before. That's a lie. Got to meet her ex-husband recently. Should hear the stories he had to tell. She said that she lost a child in a car accident. Who lies about the death of a child? I'll tell you who. She does. She said she lost custody of her other child, who's my oldest, who I adopted, due to false allegations. You know, I went to Florida and got her daughter out of foster care because she told me that she was taken away due to these false allegations and none of it was true. It was a lie. And I learned it was a lie because that same daughter, my daughter, who I've raised since she was 4 years old, she found the court documents and read them and freaked her out, and she showed them to me. These records that were hidden from me about the abuse that she endured and how she was taken away and how her mother tested positive for meth after fleeing the state with her while being investigated for financial fraud. All of this stuff is just a pattern. She's had an insanely long-running scam, and she's still maintaining that she has a bachelor's degree in business management from the University of Central Florida. She's very good with her lies. They're very detailed, so you think that they're so detailed they can't be lies. But go ahead. Call the college. It's another lie. I have proof. She said she was against drugs and never did them, and was against anybody that ever did. Lie. She said she had stage 4 terminal lung cancer in court documents, in assistance records. Guess what? That's a lie. She lies about having stage 4 terminal cancer. She said she was a CPA, and she's also maintained that lie. She maintained it through this court case, that she's a CPA. It's a lie. And she used that to scam so many people. Do you know how many people found me and said, where is she? She owes me money. She took my money. She scammed me. The IRS is coming after me. She's supposed to be my CPA. You think I threw her under the bus? Nope. I don't want those people coming to my house. But it's because of what she's done. I shouldn't be getting calls like that. She's opened credit cards in my name that I never authorized, I didn't know about. And now I have judgments against me for debt I didn't create. Debt I didn't know about. And because of the divorce, I'm on the docket a lot. So I don't go and type my name in. And all of a sudden I see these judgments against me. She didn't tell me she got the cards, didn't tell me she maxed them out, didn't tell me I was being sued, didn't tell me I had a judgment. Now I'm going to be responsible for those. What? And I know I was a mark from before day one because she listed me and my company as her employer on a criminal arrest from the year prior to even meeting me. It's public record. I met her May 7th of 2013. She's arrested in 2012 and listed me as her employer. She's used drugs around our kids. She's given illegal drugs to my oldest, her biological daughter. This is the daughter that I adopted, who had a terrible reaction, ended up paralyzed for over 24 hours, and left there, helpless, for over 24 hours. She had and handled a gun in the house illegally as a convicted felon. She knows she can't do that, but she did it anyways, around the kids. You know what the GAL said when he saw that? Well, she's smiling. There's food on the counter. It looks like everybody's having a good time. I don't see what the problem is. Do we even know if it was loaded? Well, now we do because the police actually recovered the gun. And when they were there, she said she didn't have a gun. But then they recovered it. Do you think they charged her or anything? No. Nah. She's destroyed property, lied to the police, lied in court, lied on official documents. She makes money online selling equipment from her employer. Thousands of pieces of equipment she sells on eBay and all of this, and she jokes about it. She's told me, oh yeah, I take these apart and I sell the RAM chips to Ukraine and the motherboards to Russia, and then Ukraine uses them for their missiles and Russia uses them for their drones. She thinks it's funny. She's also making money online under a porn alias. I'm not going to share that here, but it's something I discovered way later. But let me tell you something. There's thousands of videos online, thousands. And still, the court acts like I'm the problem for knowing about these things. The problem isn't that it's happened, it's that I know about it, and I brought it to their attention. I followed every court order, every law. I've been calm, civil, patient for my kids. What am I going to do? Yell and scream in court? That's not going to help them. But meanwhile, this woman has broken nearly every court order that's been issued. What does the system do? I file contempt motions when she breaks these orders, and what do? They haven't had a single hearing on any of that, but she can file ex parte hearing for ex parte motions using an affidavit filled with a bunch of lies that I can easily disprove. There's no hearing for that. They just issue those orders. They hand her more power, more time, more leeway, and they punish me, the one parent who's actually showed up for these kids their entire lives. I've always been the primary parent their entire lives. While she claimed to be out of town all the time on work trips that were really her sleeping with all kinds of men literally across the country. The guardian ad litem actually told me when I first met him, he says, this feels like something out of one of those crime documentaries. And I told him, yeah, it does feel like that. And I know how those end. So don't let that happen to me. Don't let that happen to my kids. And he said, no, I won't. But you know what he did? Nothing. Actually, what he did was worse than nothing. He justified her behaviors. He saw a video of her overdosing and he called it a momentary indulgence that could happen to anyone, as if she were drunk or something and just a little wobbly. And then he admitted to me that he didn't even watch the whole video because at some point in the video, she ripped her clothes off because she was having this drugged out reaction. And he said it was inappropriate for him to continue watching this and to look at it as evidence because she disrobed. Are you kidding me? If something happened to one of my kids and they were violated and she filmed it, you're going to tell me you're not going to look at that? It's evidence directly related to the well-being of my children? He's been more damaging to my children than helpful. He hasn't helped them at all. And honestly, he should be disbarred for the way he talks to them, especially my oldest, who has been through so much at the hands of her mother. She didn't ask to be born. She didn't ask to go through all this. I said it, and I'll keep saying it. The magistrate, he doesn't investigate, doesn't verify, doesn't ask questions that matter, dismisses things that matter. The judge hasn't shown up not once. I don't know if that's what normally happens in these divorce cases, but I've been through 3 attorneys. They want to charge you, refill the retainer, and they're not filing the things I want them to file. They're not presenting the evidence I want them to present. It's all about refilling the retainer. It's just a big money-moving machine. And when I was there yesterday, all the attorneys in the whole building, at least 10 of them I heard, they're all talking stuff about pro se litigants. Oh, the whole system's turned into a shit. Maybe it's the attorneys that ruined the system, that I should even need to be here by myself. But the problem is none of these attorneys are ever going to care about my kids as much as I do. No one's doing the job that they're paid to do. So now I'm going to do their job in public. Consider this part 1 of a series that I'm going to call The Felon I Married. It's about truth. It's about kids. It's about the system protecting criminals instead of families. And I'm putting it all out there. Evidence, records, audio, video, police reports, body cam, court documents, everything I'm allowed to legally share, whether they want me to or not. Because being quiet isn't an option anymore. And I dare anyone to tell me that I'm wrong. Because I don't want you to believe me. Don't believe me. Please don't believe me. Look at the evidence. Do your own research. Because when you're done and you're as pissed off as I am, speak up. Share this. Tell your story if you went through something similar. And for the love of God, we need to get out on election day and vote out every single judge, every elected official, report every GAL and all the other gatekeepers who are asleep at the wheel while families are getting destroyed. The system doesn't need reform. It needs accountability. And I'll continue following the law. I won't resort to violence or lies in any way. That's not how I roll. But I'm not going to be quiet anymore. Not one more day. So buckle up because I'm just getting started.